I just built this video AI agent system to create and publish AI avatar videos on autopilot, and we can generate the AI video like this. Ever wondered what sets OpenAI's Imagen apart? It's the remarkable ability to maintain character consistency across different styles. Watch as David Medina demonstrates how Imagen understands user intent through its powerful language model. Unlike other generators that simply follow text prompts, Imagen grasps context brilliantly. See a low-poly penguin mage transform into a professionally painted miniature, then into crystal with realistic light reflections. If you are interested in building an AI video system like this, please keep watching as I'm sharing this AI agent system to everyone step by step. And here's the best part, you do not need coding skills to do this. I actually built everything with NNN, which is just basically drag and drop. Right now, learning about AI agents is huge. Start learning it today is the best investment you can do now. If you're new here, my name is Andy. I prepared everything you need to set this up easily, like the prompts, the templates, etc. If you are an action taker, you can get it from our community and import them into NNN, and you're good to go. You'll also meet other creators and solopreneurs who are exploring AI and automation. Feel free to join through the link below. I'll see you there. Alright, so let's talk about how this automated AI avatar video generation system works. First, we pull configurations directly from a Google Sheet. Then we generate the transcript with Claude, then Fish Audio for cloning my voice, and I did the lip sync with Sync Lip Sync. Finally, we use FFmpeg to compile everything together. This entire workflow from transcript to final video rendering is all automated, runs daily or even hourly, and is fully customizable to your specific niche. And here's the cost breakdown per minute to run everything on NNN. $0.7 for lip sync, $0.0255 for Fish Audio to clone my voice and use my cloned voice to read out the transcript, and then $0.006 for whisper. So in total it's around $0.7315 per minute. We provide a local version and the version 2 with $0. So stay tuned for that as well. So you may like this video and subscribe for the version 2. So let's dive in each step in detail with our NNN workflow. We want to install NNN in our local host, so we need to install a software called Docker. For more details, you can check out my another video below. I will put the link in the description. And I will quickly go through the setup now. So we will first go to docker.com, download your Docker desktop, and after you have installed it, you will go to Docker Hub, search for NNN, Docker Hub, search for NNN, enter, and we'll click this with more than 100 million downloads, and we will click pull, this one. And then after you have completed the installation, we can go to images. Okay, then we can click the run button to start, which is this one. Okay, we can click the run button to start and then expand the drop down menu of the optional setting. Run, click this, and then we can just input the port, for example 5678. That's it, and then we can click run. So that's how you can set up your NNN in your local. Okay, and now we need to install 3 things in order to be able to use FFmpeg to render your videos without any no-code API, and you can install YTDLP for downloading YouTube videos and install YouTube transcript API to download YouTube transcript. So how we can do this? First of all, we need to know our container ID first. So we go to Docker, containers, okay, and then we will copy this container ID. Okay, this is the container ID, copy. Okay, or you can paste it somewhere first. For example, I paste it here. Okay, then we will go to terminal, search for terminal. Okay, this is terminal. We need to type in the command. So the command is docker exec-it-u root, and then paste the container ID, and we will just copy and paste this. So the full command line will be something like this. Okay, and then we'll copy and paste, enter. Okay, so we're installing. Great. So after that, we can install YTDLP. Basically, it's the same. We need the same container ID. Then we have Docker, exec, have an ID, have a new root, and then just paste the container ID, and then add apk add YTDLP. So we can just copy on this and paste it here. Okay. All right. For the third part, we need to install YouTube Transcript API. So this time we are going to execute this Docker exec, have an IT, have a new root, and we'll install YouTube Transcript API. Remember, we need to add this break system packages. Okay. So what we need to do is just copy your container ID, then replace here. So we will have this command line and then go back to terminal and paste it here and enter. Okay, so basically that's it. All right, so let's get started. There are mainly 4 steps for generating this kind of video. First, we are going to get a transcript with Claude. Then we are going to use Fish Audio to clone our voice and use the cloned voice to generate the audio with AI. Then we are going to do the lip sync video. And last but not least, we are going to compile everything with FFmpeg. So you don't need to use any other API for compiling the video with the transcript, etc. First of all, let's take a look at the first step to get the transcript. Of course, the trigger node, we can set the schedule trigger. We can search from here, schedule trigger. And basically, we can set it once per day, or you can just use your interval that you want. Then we are going to add the Google Sheets for configuration. Okay, and then we can choose get rows in Sheets, change name here. So for someone who is the first time to use NLN, on the left hand side is the input, and in the middle part is the configurations. Well, the right hand part is the output. So we can click execute previous node. So we can see that this schedule node is already processed. So we can actually set up everything here in this middle part. And we can actually first connect with your Google Sheet credentials account. So when you click the pen icon, so you will see we need to input the client ID and client secret key. So what we can do now is go to Google Cloud Console, then go to API and Services, search for Google Sheets API, and make sure that you have enabled this. So as you can see, we have already enabled this. You can see the status is enabled. Then we go to Credentials, create credentials, OAuth client ID, choose Web Application, and we need to go to here and copy this OAuth redirect URL, and then add URL and paste it here. Then we try to click Create. After that, we have this client ID and client secret key. We'll just paste everything here. Okay, as we have already created one, so we just don't need to paste it again. So that's how we can set up the credentials for Google Sheets. And for resource, we choose Sheet within document, get rows as the operation. So we need to have our Google Sheet. For example, we rename it as Video Avatar AI Avatar V2. When we click this, you'll be directed to this Google Sheet. So basically, from list, it means that you can choose different Google Sheets from this drop-down menu. Okay, and then you can choose by URL, by ID. By ID, it is referring to this ID. Okay, so let me talk about how this Google Sheet is structured. So first of all, we have the language of the video, voice ID. I'll talk more about the voice ID later, and the human video template. Basically, it's the lower part. I can show you now actually. So let's click this so we can play this. This is my Hi, welcome to Andy No Code. This is Andy. We offer more than 50 templates. So this is the video that I recorded myself manually. So it is not an AI, but this is the template, human video template for the AI to train on top of it. So we will do the lip sync on top of this video. Okay, so you can think of it like the base video. Okay, so we have the topic, what it's about for the AI avatar video, the video reference ID. Basically, this is the YouTube ID for that particular video. Okay, and the music ID as well. We can search for copyright free music video on YouTube and then paste the ID as well. Starting second, for example, we would like to get the clip of that YouTube video starting from the 4th second. This is the speed, how quick, how fast, or how slowly we would like to have the AI avatar to be. And this is status, and this is the result URL. Ever wondered what sets OpenAI's Imagen apart? Okay, yeah, so this is the one. Then what we are going to do, we are going to choose the sheet, of course. This is a sheet. Okay. Then we only want to process the columns that are still on. For example, this status are done already. So we just want to process the rows that are still on. Sorry, it's the rows that are still on. Okay. We will have the AND as the combined filter. So for example, let's actually try to make another one, put this on. Okay. Then we can click test step. So we have one row extracted here. Then we are going to add this node. Execute command is only available in your local hosted NNN. So we can actually rename it as well. And this one, basically, we can get it from here. It's in our community. It's for getting the transcript. Using the YouTube transcript API to get the particular YouTube video transcript. And we can specify the language here. We can click test step. Great, so we got it. So we have the duration, starting time as well. Okay, starting second, the tags. Then the next one, as you can see, at this message model, we can search for OpenAI message model. And basically we are using OpenRouter. So let's set up the OpenRouter. When we click this pen icon, we need to paste this API key. So we go to OpenRouter, keys, of course after you register, and create key. Okay, and then you can just paste it. But remember to change the base URL, into openrouter.ai/API/v1. Okay, so that's very important. Right. So for the resource, we choose text. For operation, we choose message model. From list, we choose Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Of course, you can choose many other models. You can search for DeepSeek, Gemini as well. Okay, so that's why we are choosing to use OpenRouter. So Google, when you search Google, you will see Gemini models. Great. For the prompt, let's take a look at that. We choose execution. Create a concise, engaging video transcript for a 30-second summarized videos around 100 words related to the transcript in this language. So we can actually drag and drop configuration, and then English, we can drag and drop here. Okay. Make sure it is green. If it is not green, that means something is wrong. Okay. And the transcript is related to the topic. So again, drag and drop the topic here. Great. So we have several points as a remark, like hook viewers immediately with a bold question, surprising fact, or relatable story. Structure clearly. Openings 10 seconds, spark curiosity body. So basically these are the remarks or how you would like LLM to structure your transcript. Okay. And this is a system prompt. For the user prompt, we just need to input this. Basically, this is the transcript, drag and drop. Okay. For those who are new to NN, what JSON means is referring to the previous code. When we hover over this, you will see we turn the JSON input data to the current node for the current item. Okay. Great. We enable simplify outputs, and then we can test that. Just to save the cost for the demo purpose, we have pinned this data. So what it means, when we right click this, we can see unpin, or we can right click this, we can see pin. For pinning data, it means that we will fix the data output here. So that's why when we debug or when we test different nodes. We don't need to process the LLM or any other API models like image generation, video generations, which may cost a lot. So when we pin this node, it means that we can always fix this data output, and then we can just test and process the later nodes as well. Okay, so we have the output ready here. As you can see, the content. Ever wonder what sets OpenAI's image apart? Okay, so this is the transcript that we are generated with Claude. Great, then we are going to add another node for creating the fish audio. Okay, so we can search for HTTP requests, rename, we use post method, and we're going to use fish audio this time for the text to speech AI model. First of all, we choose generic credential type, header auth, and I'm going to teach you how we can set this header auth up. Click this update credential, rename this. You will see header auth, and then you can change it into fish audio credential or into other names that you want. For name, we put authorization. Okay, then we need to add bearer space. Then we are going to fish audio API keys, create new secret key. Okay, and then you can paste it after you add bearers, space, and API keys. That's how it works. By the way, if you would like to try the fish audio out, you can just click the referral link below. Thank you for supporting us, because we may get some commission from that as well. And of course, you got discounts by clicking the link below as well. Great, and then we will enable the send body. We will have this JSON body content type using fields below, text. For the text, we will just drag and drop this part. This is the transcript. All right. So when we scroll down, we see the reference ID. We need to reference the voice ID for using the voice from Fish Audio, which is my cloned voice. But as you can see, it's in red, so that means that there should be some error. As you can see, we should unpin the node to execute. So we can actually unpin this. Okay. Then we can try to execute this node first. Okay, we can see this is the output. Okay, and when we scroll down, we see it turns to green again. So this is this video ID. The voice ID. This is the speed. This one. Okay, when we click test step, we can create a voice. By the way, the reason why I suggest you guys to use Fish Audio, because it is almost 10 times cheaper than ElevenLabs, but the quality is pretty good. So you can actually try it out yourself as well. So let's take a look at the result first. Ever wondered how AI image generation is evolving? Meet Imagen. The result is pretty good, right? So let me share with you how we can actually get this ID and paste it here. So we will go back to Fish Audio, and then we'll go to voice cloning. You can choose unlisted. For example, name your voice as Andy Low 3, and we can actually upload your audio files. So around 1 minute to 2 minutes will be the best. Yeah, I suggest you should have a more energetic voice. The result will be much better. So as you can see, uploaded, we can see it's 1 minute 28 seconds. So you can click create. So these are my models trained. So after you have trained or after you have cloned your voice, you can go to my voice library, custom voice, and then choose the voice that you want, and try to click this 3 dots button and copy model ID, and then go back and paste it here. Okay, so that's how it works. Alright, so basically everything is set here for this node. Then we can go to add another HTTP request node again. This is the node. Rename it. What we are going to do it now, we are going to upload to Supabase for storage. I suggest we can use Supabase for that, because there's a free tier that offers you enough storage to upload the MP3 files there. So how are we going to set this out? First of all, we are going to Supabase, okay, and then go to project setting, Then we go to Data API. You will find your project URL. Copy this part and then paste it here. Okay, for the later part, it will be the same: storage, v1, object, NN. Okay, by the way, NN is referring to your own storage. Okay, the bucket. You can create a new bucket and rename it in the way you want. Okay, the reason I put NN here because I have the bucket called NN. Okay. Again, project settings, data API, project URL, this part. And then the reason why we put this now format as for the date is the way that we would like to name this file. So it's for the lip sync audio, and this is the binary data file extension, which is in the MPGA format. Okay. Then we are going to add the authentication predefined credential type. This time we will use Supabase API. You can just search it from here, Supabase API. And we can click this pen icon to set up the credentials. Again, this is the host. We can go here, copy, paste it here. For the secret key, scroll down this one, refill, and copy, paste it here. Okay, that's how we can set it up. Then we are going to enable send body, choose NN binary file, data as the input data field name. Then we can click test step. Great. So we have the key ID. Next, we are going to re-download the file for further processing because we need to make sure that it's uploaded to the Supabase storage. Then we can download it for further processing. Rename it here. So we are going to use get method this time. Again, this is this one, the project URL. The later part, you can just keep the same. Storage, v1, object, public. But the key, we need to drag and drop here. Okay. Set none as the authentication. Test that. Alright, so that's how it works. Alright, for the next node, we are going to add HTTP request node. It's for using the OpenAI Whisper model. We are going to use post method. This is the URL, api.openai.com, v1 audio transcription, predefined credential type, OpenAI as the credential type, and then you will have the OpenAI account, and we can just click this pen icon, and then go to platform.openai.com/API keys, and then create your own secret key and paste it here. Okay. Remember to use this base URL, api.openai.com/free1, and then you can rename it in the way that you want. The reason why we need to add this OpenAI Whisper node is because we need to generate the transcript and the timestamp. We need the timestamp because it's very important for us to generate the transcript later on. You may wonder why we have already generated the transcript here. We need to generate the transcript with Whisper again because the transcript we generate with Claude do not have the timestamp. Even we can ask the Claude to generate the transcript with timestamp, but it may not be well processed by the fish audio. So it will be much more accurate for us to process the fish audio first, and then we are going to process the audio with Whisper to get the final transcript with the timestamps. Okay. So for the settings, we will enable send body. For the body content type, we have form data, and then we just put this as the name, timestamp, granularities. We put word as value. Then what we are going to do is form data, model, Whisper 1, form data response format, verbose JSON, ending and binary file, file data. Okay. Again, this data is pinned. Okay. Then we are going to add another node called code. It's for running custom JavaScript. But don't worry, you don't need to learn how to code. You can just copy and paste. We have prepared this for you. Or you can just take a screenshot here and then just copy to your own end-to-end workflow. Or basically, this is for combining the transcript, and we just want for each transcript to have 3 words maximum. So as you can see, this is a chunk that we put into, this is a chunk that we want for the transcript. Okay, so basically we generated this with the help of ChatGPT, of course. Okay, so we can click test step. Okay, it's well processed, and then you can see on the right hand side there are different chunks, 3 words, 3 words, 3 words, and we can see the timestamps. So it will be accurate for us to generate transcript later. Okay. For this note, HTTP request note again, is for using the generating lip sync post method. This time we're going to use Vel AI. The Vel AI is, you can think of like a platform and aggregator for different models, like image model or video AI generation model, etc. And this time we're going to use a model called Sync Lip Sync. You can check it here. Sync Lip Sync. Okay, it costs around $0.7 per minute. We are using the 1.9 version. They have the 2.0 version, but it's much more expensive. It's $3 per minute, so I would suggest you guys just try it out with 1.9 first. Okay, and let's go back. And we will use generic credential type, header auth, and then just click this pen icon, rename it, put authorization. Remember, we need to put key, space, and then paste your API key. And how are you going to get the API key? We go to account, API key, add key, and then you can get the key and paste it here. Okay, remember, put key, space first, then paste your key. Great. Then we can we can enable the send body, have JSON as the body content type, using fields below video URL. Again, we see this error again. We need to unpin the node, the Open AI Whisper node, to execute. Okay, so let's do this. Right click, unpin, and then let's try to unpin this as well. Let's try to run this, and run this. Okay, and then you can see this is showing as red because I amended the column name as human video template. So let's try to remove this and just put it here. Great. Then we have the audio URL. Remember, this is the Supabase URL that we had. Storage v1 object public. This is a standardized one. You need to change it. This one. This is very important. You need to change it to your own. Then for the later part, we can just go to upload URL, key, drag and drop. Okay, that's how it works. All right, let's try to run it. Okay, it's working. Then we can go to the next step. So for this step, we're going to wait for around 7 minutes. Okay, for everything is in order to be processed. As you can see, this is still in queue. And after 7 minutes, we are going to get the lip sync video. So let's start to wait for now. All right, so we are going to get the lip sync video now. Add another HTTP request node. Rename it. We will change it to get. Okay, as is pinned, let's try to unpin first. Okay, we're going to use this URL, q.fel.run, fel have an AI, sync, have an lip sync, request, and then we will drag and drop this request ID. Again, we will have the authentication set as fel account, for the header auth. Okay, then we can click test step. Okay, we got this MP4. We can actually copy this URL and try to paste it as a new tab.
Ever wondered how AI image generation is evolving? Meet Imagen.
Great. So we can move on to the next node. Again, another HTTP request node. Rename it. what we are going to do is to download this URL, just drag and drop. Okay, again, drag and drop. Okay, so we have this URL. Set non-SAI authentication. Test step. Great.
Ever wondered how AI image
Great. Again, another HTTP request node. We have post method this time. Again, this is a Supabase. Remember to change it to your own Supabase URL. Okay. Storage v1 object NN, and this time we are going to just put the now format: year, month, date, hour, minute, seconds. Okay. This is again for us to name the file. Okay. Connect with your Supabase account. Enable send body, and then binary file input data, field name, we put data. Test step. Okay, is it existing execution data is too large? Okay, so what we can do, we can try to save it first. Okay, so we can see this problem running workflow. Please execute the whole workflow rather than just the node. So probably this is because of the executed data is too large. It's because we have the RAM, like not enough RAM to run this. So I will share with you a trick to do this, to keep running the whole workflow. First of all, we are going to pin this data. Okay, and for these, because we are outputting a binary file. Okay, so we are going to, and we cannot pin the binary file. We need to disable this as well. So this is the same binary file. This is the same. So we deactivated these three nodes because these three are outputting a like binary file. And then for this, we can just pin because it's not outputting a binary file. And then for this one, it's just outputting this data and URLs. We can just pin it. And then we can also pin this. Okay. And this one we will not pin because we are going to process this and upload the video. And we also need to deactivate this as well because we don't want to process it again and wait for 7 minutes again. All right, so what we're going to do now, again, this is the HTTP request node for uploading the video. What we double check again. So we have the binary file, and we are going to upload video by clicking test step. Okay, so again, when we can see there's still a problem running the workflow, we can just click this linkage. We can just click this bin, delete the linkage connection, test workflow again. Okay, great, it's working. So we can connect it back to this node. We can see the output. We have the key, ID. Again, next note, we download the file because we are going to add this note later. Read or write files from disk. So we are going to write the file to the local disk. Again, we are going to get method. This is the Supabase, the URL, storage v1 object public. Drag and drop this key. Okay, non-authentication, test step. Again, so let's try to delete this. Okay, so we have disconnected this two, and also we have pinned this node and deactivate this. Okay, and then we can click test workflow and try it again. Okay, it's working. All right, to save us time, I will not run node by node from now on because the RAM issue will still persist. I will just connect all of them and try to run it all at once, and I'll explain the node details node by node later. So we can click test workflow. All right, it's completed. We can see, let's try to refresh. Everything's done. We can check out this result.
Ever wondered how AI image generation is evolving?
Okay, so what we have done, so this node is read or write files from disk because you are using localhost. What we can do here is to write file to disk. This is the path. You can just rename it to like any other name, but for us we just put lower.mp4 and have data as the input binary field, And for this part, we are going to use this, like again, it's execute command, this one, to download the music. So this is the YouTube, download the YouTube, and this is the audio format. This is the output. The output name is the BGM, and this is the path actually. Basically, we are using this YouTube link because we have this ID listed in the configurations, basically, which is referring to this one. Basically, it's this music ID, drag and drop. Okay. Then we have this output. Next step, download the YouTube video. Again, this is the temp as a path, which is referring to the upper part. Okay, because we need to have the source audio, source video, right? So, which is a video reference ID. Again, so this is referring to this basically, and we will have the MP4 format. So we are going to add this as well. Then we are going to compile everything. This is the starting second. SS means starting seconds. Okay, this first input, second input, third input. Temp means the upper part, the source. Lower part, which is the avatar. BGM, it means the background music. Okay, this is the resolution, the scale for the top, and this for the bottom part. And then we try to stack them stack them together. So this is the volume for the lower part for the audio, and this is the BGM. So you can see the volume of the BGM is much smaller. Okay, so this is about the duration. Okay, and this is the duration. It means that we need to have the final duration according to the lower part for the AI avatar. Okay, instead of according to the BGM, instead of according to the upper part video, we need to have the duration according to the lower part. Okay, and this is the settings. And for this one, it's very important. We will always like overwrite, because when we have a new video, we need to have have this access right to overwrite everything, like to create this concate MP4. Okay, so we set always yes. Okay, then we're going to add another code note. Basically what it's referring to, let me show you. You can see this is very important. I'm going to show you. This is the text that we are going to have. We can go to Google Font. For example, I search for Rubik, this one, and then we can download this. And after you download this, and then we can unzip this, and then open this. Okay, so we are going to open the Docker. For example, go to your own container, and then we can just right-click, import, and then choose the font that you want. Okay, container, this one, container, this one. Again, files. Again, please do not import to the folder. We need to import here. Don't import, don't expand the folder and input inside the folder. Okay, do not do that. Okay, then let's go back. We have the font and the color. Okay, and then the box color, box border. Okay, these are the configurations. Okay, and then the width, base font size, average character width. Okay, great. Then we are going to add the transcript. We use FFmpeg, and then this is the input. And then we will add these. Let's enlarge this. These are the transcript we need to add. For example, ever wonder how? And then we will have preview final. This is a file. And this is the upload final video. Again, change it to your own Supabase URL. Storage v1 object nn. This is for naming the file only. Supabase account, any inbound file data, and update the record. Google Sheet account, update row, everything is the same. But please pay attention, we need to map each column manually and then column to match on row number. And then we can go back to the configuration node actually. Okay, so drag and drop this. Status. Okay, JSON key. This one, drag and drop this. Again, this is a Supabase URL. You need to change it to yours. Do not just copy this, okay? Do not just copy this. So basically, that's how everything that you can set up. Hopefully that you like this video, and hopefully that you find this useful. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you next time.